one grandson, and one cat. Yes, is that for now.
So your hobby is scuba diving.
Yeah.
How is that? Is it fun? How is it? I never did.
Oh,
It's
I
very
like so much.
interesting.
I'm almost professional. Yeah,
Really? Very nice.
really, really.
Very nice.
Above me, only professionals. Yeah,
Wow, congrats. That's very different. I think it's
I
interesting
have a
because it's
gold
different
medal.
from the. Really?
Yeah,
Wow, you're an athlete.
yeah. I don't dive.
Wow, amazing. Very
Yeah.
nice. Thanks for sharing, Wanda. What about you, Fernando? You have to come up with a nice hobby as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because you
After
rollerblade,
that
scuba
presentation,
diving. So I don't know what to say. Well, I'm Fernando. I'm 34 years old. I live in Brasilia. I am very into totally different areas like music, art, movies, series, animals. I love animals, especially pets, cats, and dogs. Music. I'm very into music, into going to concerts, a lot of totally different things. And I've been here on TNT since it's been a year and a month, a long time. And that's it. I don't know what to say about my hobby because I have a lot of hobbies, but I don't have one like huge, a huge one. Maybe
what
go to
are
the
some
movies.
of
I
your
love going to the movies.
it's a nice hobby.
Yeah, I love it.
Very nice. So you already know me. I introduced myself. Let's begin with the questions. Fernando, has anybody ever said you complain a lot?
No, um, maybe my mother said something like that, but she complains a lot as well, more than me. So, but um, how can I say além
Beyond?
dela, beyond her? Yeah, maybe. Uh, I don't think so.
But do
I
you
could
think
answer
you complain
the
a
yeah.
lot?
I could continue with the question number two. Do you think I complain? If I think that I complain a lot, and yes, I do. But not heavy things, things that will change the environment, the energy, because some people tend to complain and a lot. And I think I don't do that. But regular complaints about day, about life, I think I do. I do complain a lot.
What about you, Wanda? Has anybody ever told you that? And do you complain a lot? What do you think about yourself?
Yeah, back then I complained a lot. When I stayed married with my first husband, I complained a lot because, oh my gosh, the life was boring with him. And I complained, oh my gosh, I feel stuck in this relationship. Oh, and I complain and complain. Then I start to do the opposite. I I start to feeling like grateful about everything, and he go out, and everything changed. And no, I'm not complaining a lot. I consider myself a grateful person, and I try to talk with. I heard a person complain and complain. I talk with this person. Oh my gosh, go ahead, do something to change this moment, this life, your life, and don't complain. Be grateful. I think is nowadays no.
But do you think that changed a little bit after you got divorced of your first husband? Like when you got divorced, you stopped complaining so much, for
Yeah,
example.
when I get free, I start to be grateful, and I I complain about politics, or when my soccer team don't do the best. I complain, but like a joke, not like a complain, really complain.
Yeah, it's very interesting the example you brought because we have to, it's important for us to understand what are we complaining about? Why am I complaining so much? In your case, for example, for what you said, you complained a lot because you were unhappy. It
Yeah,
it wasn't like random complaints. You were unhappy. You were showing him that you were unhappy and you wanted something to change. So we have to listen the complaints, and the difficult part is when our partner or family or friends they don't listen to what we're complaining about, because sometimes we can't put in words what we feel and why we're uh, complaining, but other times you can know, you can understand and hear what the person is saying. Okay, this is what I'm doing that is making Vanda unhappy. Let me do something about this. Okay, this is who I am and she doesn't like me anymore and she complaining about this. So let's get a divorce. Every complaint that we get, not every, sometimes we just want to complain, but most of the complaints that we get, I guess there's some kinds of concern behind and some kind of pain and discomfort that we're learning how to deal, we're trying to express.
totally agree.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
indeed.
and like you said, Fernando, about your mother, for example, my mother also told me I complain a lot, and she is a person who complains a lot. But I use it to look at her and think, oh, my mother complains a lot, la 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 la. Every kid, every child does this. But we have to really listen. For example, you're frozen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Vanda is frozen. So we really have to listen what our mothers say, for example, because they are usually very tired of housework, of raising children, of putting up with a marriage, of a lot of things. So it's hard.
Yeah, but it's very difficult to listen to our parents when we are kids,
It
and
is.
we don't understand, and just
And
after
also
we,
teenagers.
yeah, oh, I can say that, yeah. But do you think that now that you are an adult, you complain a lot, like your mother used to do?
Uh, oh God, I miss Wanda. I hope she comes back. But she's back again. Just a sec.
Right.
She's here twice. Hello, Wanda.
Now we have two Wandas here.
Hello, second Wanda. I'm gonna remove the other one, okay? The frozen.
Okay. I don't understand the running comes.
Oh,
Um,
I'm not going to remove you because if falls your connection as well, you're not going to be able to come back. So I'm gonna keep it like this
okay.
because maybe you can't come
Double
back.
Vanda.
Double Wanda. So Wanda, we were just talking about how we tend to think our mothers complain a lot, but actually, if we stop to listen, they are usually overwhelmed with taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, taking care of the marriage, and a lot of things that we don't usually see with a lot of attention and care?
Yeah, I think my mother complaining a lot. All the time she talk, I have a headache, I have a headache. And I remember I was so young and I saw my mother, I have a headache, I have, and I talk to myself, I never do this. I never feel headache. Never. And I never had. I decided in my childhood, don't don't repeat my mother.
Yeah, I guess in some point of everybody, we tend to look at our parents and say, "Oh, I'm not ever going to do this like my parents. I'm never going to do this with my children like my parents did with me," because they're the people that we know the most and the great examples that we have, but also we see the bad parts of they are also humans. So we see their bad parts. So we tend to internalize that and think, oh, I'm not going to be like my parents. I've said that quite a few times.
And my irmã is
Sister.
I'm sister. I stay in France, and my sister uh, feel different from to me. My sister talk to herself. Oh, I want to get all the pens of my mother. And she had so much pen. I don't know if we chose or not, but is that?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of things to say about complaining and our parents. But for example, like Fernando said, I complain about my job, the weather, and you said that sometimes I complain about politics. Do you think that complaining sometimes can bring some kind of relief about the things you're going through, Panda?
I think no. Complaining
No?
is it's terrible. I think it is better to xingar and, and get angry. But complaining, I think, is a feeling, a down feeling. Get you down and boring.
Do you
Yeah.
agree, Fernando?
No, I disagree, Brenda. I think bring us some relief, uh, in the same way that when we curse, give us some relief as well. I think that's the goal actually when we complain about things. We don't want the solution. We just want uh, to put that
Good
thing
point.
out of our chest. Just vent. I think that's the point. And it works, at least for me, it works. Not that I will feel good, but it helps a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you, Fernando. Like I was talking about this last week, I guess, that sometimes when I complain, for example, about my job, about something very specific in my life, I don't want the person to come up with a solution to say, oh, do this, do that, da, 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 da. No, I just want to get it out, to, like you said, cursing, for example, sometimes cursing helps as well. But I think is one of the things that can help us process the bad feelings the that we have stuck in our chest. So some people like to hit stuff, for example, to practice fight like a sport in case, and to curse, to complain, and some people like to, don't know, go to gym. Okay, I'm going to gym because I want to stress it out. And there are a lot of different things that we can do to release the stress. There's two people off, I guess.
And the
No.
other Wanda went out.
Oh.
Again, I
The other
start to
Wanda vanished.
complain so much, Wanda.
Yeah,
Aqui
so
tem Wanda.
there's Wanda. So I guess it's just this. It's just this. It's one of the things that we do to release the stress out of our body. So I guess every type of stuff that we do that doesn't hurt other people, doesn't disrespect other people is valid. Because, for example, you're stressed and you're going to curse and complain to other person like this disrespecting the person about something that there isn't anything to be with the person. That's terrible. Don't do that. But if it's just putting it out, I think it's valid.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
everything depends on how much you are complaining, with whom you are
Yeah.
complaining to. So depends.
Yeah, it depends a lot. That's it. So that we were talking about, do you think always people always want an advice when complaining about something? You already answered no, right?
No, not at all. Most
Not
of the
at all.
times we don't want that.
Yeah, most of the
Vicky,
times.
I don't have a chat, a question,
Because
because
you,
I'm at
yeah,
a number two,
just a sec.
number one. Okay, but number one.
Okay, just sent you.
Okay.
So let me choose another question. Have you ever regretted complaining about a situation? Like, oh, I shouldn't have complained about this. And what happened? Panda.
Yeah, I agree, because if you get in a line, for example, and speak about the time. Oh my gosh, this line is so slow. It's a icebreaker. I think. Okay, complaining about weather too. Oh, raining a lot. Oh my gosh, all the streets get
Yeah,
flooded. Yeah,
it,
I
it is
think.
an icebreaker. But have you ever complained about something like in the line, for example, you said, oh, the line is very slow and you regret it. You wish you didn't say that.
No, no.
No?
For me, icebreaker is every time a good thing to pass the time to new people. Uh, yeah, for me, no problem to complain or not complain, but icebreaker for me is really good.
Very nice. And you, Fernando?
If I regret it, yeah, I'm trying to remember some situation, but I have regretted a few times. Uh, Not uh, because I've said something, but to who or whom, I don't know in this situation. I said that thing. For example, uh, my boss, I complained um, with her about, not complaining, but I was venting with her about my professional life. That job that I am right now is not the job that I want for my life, and tell her the reasons. And everything started as a usual conversation, and I thought that it would be okay, but then I felt that it was not okay.
Oh,
You feel when
You
you
feel.
shouldn't have said the
oh,
that thing, and the conversation start. to be a little weird, and you know,
Oh,
it was, and I regretted. Yeah, but not there were there was not any consequence, but I
good.
regretted. I
I
regretted
guess
doing that.
maybe there were no consequences because of the employment. Um, I forgot the name in English. Vínculo that you have, like they can fire you.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, it's a good
Bond.
reason.
Yeah, employment bond. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good reason, but I don't think it was that, because it was not a conversation to get fired or something like that.
Mhm,
It was just something that I would like that I have not said.
mhm. Yeah, I know how it is. It's very hard when we, because for example, work is work, but most of the time of our days we spend at work. We spend most of our hours with our colleagues at work. So as the time goes by, we tend to work, okay, I know this person for a long time. Maybe I can talk a little bit more about my life. And when I talk with this person, and like you said, Fernando, I say something that I instantly regret because maybe the person, a lot of coworkers, they aren't friends, they're just coworkers, so they don't want to help you, they just want to hear, and I don't know, it's difficult, but and we say something that we think that we could share, but the person looks in a different way, and we see ourselves in a bad situation. I guess that's pretty common in a lot of workplaces with a lot of people, and it happened with me as well. Like a situation like this, I thought that I could speak with my colleague. It was something not such a big deal, but I regretted because I saw the person changed, like the expression changed in the moment, and I thought, oh my God, shut up. Oh my God,
Mm.
why am I speaking?
Yeah,
I
and we
think
know.
work environment is a strange thing.
It is.
It's not a colleague from work. It's not a friend. It's a
Yeah,
colleague from work.
yeah.
Yeah, but
And you
no,
can
please,
say.
please go ahead.
It's very hard because they're not friends. Most of them. But as we spend a lot of time with them and during all the years, sometimes we feel that we can speak a little bit because there's no problem, guys. We're
Yeah, of
practically,
course.
yeah, and like in my situation, for example, it was like Fernando, it wasn't a get fired situation, but after that, there was a discomfort in the room, and it wasn't the same anymore. But because there was the discomfort, but nothing serious happened, for example.
Yeah, yeah. That was exactly what I was going to say, that we spend so much time that we forget that they are colleagues, that you are in a work environment, and with home office as well, we tend to forget those things, because the environment, the
Is
physical
your home?
environment, is the same that you have in, yeah, and you are when you are relaxing, when you are with your friends, so it's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah. It's different.
So, Wanda, you're a dentist, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry. You kind of work alone. How is it? Is it different, the colleagues relationship? Like it's not a lot of people in the room sitting in the computers, more
Yeah.
like you in your office.
Yeah. I work by myself. I have another dentist in my clinic, but it's not like friends. all the dance do the the things and go for their life. And my life's not my work life. I have many kinds of friends. I don't confiar is
Trust.
I don't trust in colleagues from work all the time.
Yeah.
Uh, when I get like a professor in university, I don't like the environment. It's so terrible. My colleagues is not friends and anymore and nothing like friends. Yeah, I put friends in a place and co-workers in another place.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
trust them.
It's difficult, and but it's important, I guess, because we have to know that, yeah, there is this distinction. Your colleagues most of the times, because there are a few times, like rare moments, where we make really good friends at work. Obviously it can happen, but
Yeah,
it's not like the rule, it's like the exception. I have
yeah.
great friends that I met at work, but they're truly the exception. So, Fernando, have you ever found yourself avoiding a person because of their constant complaining?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, indeed. Um,
Yes.
yeah, but it was not, in this case, it was not light complainings, regular situations and so on. Uh, it was constant, and it was a kind of complaint that uh, get the energy down, the environment. And so that's a situation so difficult. We tried to manage. I tried to manage, but there was a moment that I was avoiding. Yeah,
It didn't work out
no, it didn't. We are still friends, but I
in a safe distance.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think that is not because the person it was he was going through a difficult phase, a difficult moment. It was because he was like that,
A
complaining,
complainer.
a complainer. Yeah, it's difficult.
And you, Wanda, have you had an
Yeah.
experience like
All,
that?
all the time I avoid complaining in person all the time. If I saw a friend, she's a friend of mine, but she complained a lot. I saw she in the supermarket. Oh my gosh, I go to another another gondola. I don't know the name in English, and I go out. I get away from her because if she take me, she start complain the same complaint for 20 years. The same complaint
It doesn't change the complaint.
doesn't change all the time. The same complaint. Don't she don't do nothing for change, and she like to complain. It's a delicious for her, but my ear don't like to her.
Yeah, I guess people like this, for example, like you and Fernando brought, I guess they don't realize that they're complaining all the time. Maybe in their heads they're just having a conversation, like an icebreaker, for example. And it's very boring because, okay, you complain a little, and after you have to change the mood, to change the energy, or else
Yeah,
you're
of
gonna be
course.
The
stuck in,
subject.
yeah,
Uh,
because it's very boring.
exactly. Exactly.
I have a person very, very close in my family that complains a lot, like all day, for everybody, like all the time about everything. And really, and I used to be very upset, and sometimes I got very angry because it's boring. It's very boring to just complain, complain, complain all the time. But I tried to understand and see on the other way. Like I at first I got upset because I wanted to give an advice. So, okay, you're complaining about this, but it's very easy to solve this problem. Do that. But the person didn't want to solve the problem because I learned it a lot of time after that that the person just wanted to complain, just wanted to,
Yeah.
and I realized that and I started to hear the complaints. Okay, I listen, listen, listen. And in the end of a lot of minutes, it's calm, it's peace. Okay, I just got a weight off my shoulder. So sometimes, the most of the times, people don't want uh, an opinion. People don't want to know how to solve a problem. Just want to talk. Some people complain a lot. Some people complain less, like Wanda doesn't like to complain. But maybe we just have to listen, but I guess it's not everybody that we have to listen. For example, like a friend, you can get a distance. In my case, it's my mother, for example. I can't take a distance. So as I'm living far, I call her and she complain, complain, complain. I let her complain. And then she's happy. I found out that she's happy after that. So it's very nice because I can take a few moments of that. She's going to feel relieved. And then, like 20, 30 minutes, we're going to start a conversation about something. So that's the turning point about that. Some
Yeah,
people we have to learn how to deal.
it makes sense. With my mother is more or less the same thing because uh, she lives far from me, and our calls is more or less the same thing. She complains, 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 and I listen to her. Then I say something, and I know that she feels relief with that. But in the case of that friend, the problem is when you listen to the person, and the person put everything out of their breast, and then in the next day he or she will complain about the same thing again.
Like
So
he's
Exactly.
I
like
don't
her
I'm
friend.
Again
not
and
patient
again,
enough for that.
over and over.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Something that I complain. It's a lot of times, but it's not like, oh, give me a solution because I have the solutions. I know, but I'm choosing not to do that thing. It's like about my job. I guess most of the people do that. Oh, complain about the job, for example. Oh, I have a rough day. It was difficult because of that, that, that. But in that case, I guess, at least in my point of view, maybe people disagree that I and think I complain a lot. But in my point of view, it's like, okay, I have a stressful day. Like everybody knows how a stressful day at work is like. So if I talk to any of my friends, if I talk here, if I talk anywhere, if I maybe share my discomfort, my pain, for example, somebody will feel it too and will embrace that feeling as well. Like, oh yeah, it's very tough, and that's it. Let's move on about the next good thing. Not to because it was rough. Okay, I know, but let's do something fun about this. Let's uh have a conversation about anything else. The point here for me is like, okay, we know this, but don't get stuck here. Let's move on to another thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah, life is so short to complain and complain and complain. Complain about running, complaining about sunny days, complain about wind, complain about everything. Oh my gosh.
but that that I think is not bad. I don't think that that point is bad. Like complain, for example, job. I complain about job every day, every single day,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
it's okay.
normally.
Yeah. When it's hot, I don't like hot weather, and I don't like to complain. And it will not change anything. The weather will keep hot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just but of course we have to see to to who we are complaining. So, for example, I talk to Vic basically every day. We talk a lot, and we complain a lot about job, about things. And I know that she understands, and she knows that I understand her, and we are not judging each other. So it's okay. But it's not okay if I will complain something with my boss, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think depends of the moment. For example, if Vicky and Fernando goes to a restaurant to take a glass of wine with another friends and start to complaining, oh, it's not good. It's not the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in that environment that you talk every day and complain every day, it's totally necessary. I think it's okay, totally okay.
Great example, Wanda. Great. Yeah, that's it. I guess everything that you said, I agree because, okay, during work, okay, I'm tired, I stressed, but okay, I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to have some wine with friends. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to a party. I'm going to somewhere to make a nice place, to have a nice environment, to have fun. That's okay. Oh, something's difficult, but that's not the point. That's not the main conversation. I guess the main point of complaining between when cross the line, when you most of the stuff that you say, your cat is speaking English as well.
Yeah, complain and complain.
I'm hungry. Uh, but most of the when the things that we say is mostly complaints, that's the bad part. It's okay to complain, but we have to keep the balance like, okay, this is what I speak and this is what I complain about. I have a lot of more stuff to talk about. I'm an interesting person who can speak about this, about that, about that, about that. But I also can complain like a human being. But I don't only complain. The things that I said is not only complaints, not only negative stuff, not only complaints, but saying negative stuff about
Yeah,
uh everything, like talking bad about somebody, talking bad about some situation, everything. But when you bring the energy down most of the times, that's when you're a bad company, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah,
and you might
totally.
become a person that nobody wants around
Yeah, it
because of that,
is.
because of the energy. Yeah.
Yeah, people start to avoid you in the supermarket and run away from you.
Yeah.
So Wanda, do you think yourself as a good company?
Most of the time, I'm a good company. I try to get light the environment. I try to get a little bit funny in the environment, but I'm a good ouvinte, heard,
Listener.
listener. I'm a good listener too, but if my friend um, go to complain, I listen a little bit like you
A little bit.
and your mother, but then I talk to friend. Oh my gosh, avoid complaining because we have a glass of wine here. You have a fun night to aproveitar, to enjoy. Yeah, I consider myself a good friend because most of my friends call me to hang out and call me to go to a restaurant, a cinema, etc.
Very nice. What about you, Fernando?
Yeah, me too. I think I am a good company almost all the time, I would say too, because in the morning I'm not so sure because I wake up in a bad mood and it takes some time to get in a good mood. But in general, I think I am a good company. I am a good listener as well, and I think I'm a good partner in friendships, relationships, and with family. Yeah, I think I am. How about you?
Well, I guess one of the very important stuff about being a good company is like you both said that you are being a good listener. Because in the end of the day, and deep down in our hearts, everybody wants to be listened. So in a certain point, for in the purpose to have a real exchange, I guess, I don't know if it's the right word, but a real conversation, like a real share with the other person, you have to listen to the person, not only hear the words, but you have to embrace and really listen what the person is saying and understand, okay, the person wants to complain, the person wants an advice, the person is want me to change about something that I'm doing that he or she is upset. So that's one of the biggest important points for me in my point of view, because if we don't listen, how is anybody wants to be around you like a friend or a partner or anything else if you don't listen, if you don't care about what the other people is saying? How a friend is going to call you and say, oh, I have a difficult moment here, I want to talk to you, I want to complain, I want an advice, something like that. If you don't listen, nobody's going to do that. So it's a very important thing. And just like you, I consider myself a good listener. And I think that in every relationship, that's one of the base of the relationship, because that's how we show our empathy with the other. So that's three. It's very important. Fernando, you were saying before that you don't know the difference. You didn't know who and whom. I'm terrible with that. I never know the difference to use to who, to whom. I never learned it right.
Yeah, it's very tricky. I
It's
have to
tricky.
check it out later.
Yeah. So guys, I'm calling our colleagues back to the main room so we can talk a little bit more with everybody together here. But I loved your stories. Very nice. Hello, Igor, Leticia, Karina. Welcome back, guys. Hello, Karina. How was the conversation in the other room?
It was nice and fun too.
Yeah?
I did.
Did you have fun, Igor?
Yes, like we laughed a lot. Like my cheeks are even hurting. We laughed a lot.
Very nice, very nice. Hello, Yanka, Ayla Jefferson. I can't listen to you. Oh, Leticia can't hear us. Hello, guys. Tainá Maurício, Ayla Leandro Jefferson, Yanka. Welcome back. So, Tainá, are you a person that complains a lot?
A bit, yes.
A
I
bit?
guess it's a brilliant point in automation that I with Mauricio and Leandro, and I was the unique person who complains a lot, a lot. Eles são mais calmos.
In our main room here, Wanda is also very chill and calm. She doesn't like to complain. But we were speaking like in certain moments, it's interesting to complain and give the weight of your chest just to relax. Leandro, how was it for you? Did you have fun? Do you complain a lot? Speak to us.
So about me, I think it's 50-50. Sometimes I complain a lot, sometimes I'm so happy and to talk about everything, you know. I think it depends the day, depends the what I talk about, you know. As I told before with Tainai and Mauricio, I think that when you have a new experience, always usually the beginning is so difficult to change, you know. Maybe you complain because it's hard to change some things in your life, you know. So it's normal. But when you make it, when you do these things, it would be more easy. You understand this thing more, you know. So you understand this thing. So how can I say that the trend is not complain so much when it's the begin this thing, you know. So I think so. I think so. So, but answer this question about me. I think it's 50-50. You know, 50-50.
Yeah, we were just saying that as well. Like, it's okay to complain, but you don't have to complain all the time.
Yeah, of course.
That's the point. Ianca, do you think a person who is complaining always wants an advice?
I think that I think it's difficult to people receive advice, to really accept the advice and do the things that we are saying to them. So when someone came to me complaining, I tried to make questions about the problem and try to help the other person to figure out how to make a solution, how to see a solution about the problem, because a complaint, it's about a problem, I think. So if a person is complaining, this person have a problem. So it's nice to think about the problem and the solutions that we can see, we can try, maybe. But I am a complainer about work. I think I complain a lot about work, but I live alone, so I complain or to my cats or to myself in my head. So I don't bother anyone.
Are your cats good listeners?
They are a little bit quiet, but we are trying.
I guess it's okay. Like we were saying here, everybody complains about work. It's like a pattern, but it's okay complain about work because no work is perfect. Work is work. Work is boring most of the times, so it's tiring. So the point is not to complain a lot all day about everything, but complain a little bit about work is okay. So guys, I just sent you the survey link. I always ask you, please answer the survey. It's very important. It's anonymous. You can leave suggestions for our next immersions topic. You can leave a nice comment about what you liked. You can leave a suggestion to change about what you didn't like. And that's it. For now, I want to thank you all for being here today. I really enjoyed the conversation. I hope you had a great time the same way as I did, and hope to see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.